Why do I do that?
It's
Okay.
okay. Pastor,
Yes.
right quick.
Yes. Yes.
Miss Browner, who had the testimony about the radiation, she's on.
Oh
Remember
yeah.
I told you, yeah, she's on her. Mabel Browner.
Right. 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 Oh wow. Everybody got to listen to this
Miss
testimony.
Browner,
This
you there? I know she has to unmute herself.
you can unmute your mic.
I'm here.
Oh.
I'm on the telephone, honey. Sorry.
Please share your testimonies.
Well, I really have several, but the latest one was when I went to the doctor this past week. I am a cancer survivor, and when I went to my cancer surgeon, he dismissed me and said that I was cancer free, and I did not have to come any longer unless something shows up again. And he said, by the way, the radiation that I was taking left my skin really dark. And he said, whatever you are doing to your skin, keep doing it because your skin looks great. And the only thing that I'm doing is taking the hemorrhage.
Oh, fantastic. Wow, fantastic. Definitely. So your testimony like confirms some of the research, that Atomy had when they had people that was taking it, the hemohim while they was going through radiation, but also those without, and they have the results on there. So that's pretty good. And remember, a lot of research you will
Yeah.
find over in our medical library, the medical library. I believe it's at PubMed.gov. PubMed. A lot of research on the hemohim. That was very powerful. Now you said you had others. I tell you what, take a moment and share one more. You said you had others. What? Just one more, okay?
Well, and in June, I went and I had my blood work done. I'm a diabetic and also anemic. And my blood sugar number was up, and my hemoglobin was down. It was down to 10.1, if I'm not mistaken. When I went back in January, my blood sugar had gone down to 6.6, and my hemoglobin was 1 point from being normal.
Awesome, awesome. Well, keep up the great work. And being diligent and well doing. Definitely, like I say, hey, we do that which supports the body to heal itself. And it's a wonderful thing. When you give the body what it needs, when you feed the body what it needs, you know, hey, it'll do the rest. There's something that your body will do naturally. We thank God for doctors and nurses and everybody that are those compassionate healthcare providers that are out there. But they always encourage us. We have got to eat right, and there are those that support. You need to supplement your diets. So thank you very, very much indeed for that testimony. Okay, while I check on Dr. Roberta, what I am going to do, you've got to have a backup to the backup.
Hi, I'm here.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. So, Dr. Dr. Roberta, she has about three, maybe four products that she's excited about, that she's very familiar with, and she's very excited about the Atomy product line. And we was on a Zoom on Monday, and she got us all excited. So I wanted her to share those things which she shared because we were all excited. And I know on tonight you guys gonna get all excited too. And so um Dr. Roberta, you just show me where to go and, just say, click on whatever product you want to talk about. I click there and you can take it from there, page by page, okay?
Oh, okay. Hello. Greetings, everyone. Hello.
They said hello.
Hello, Dr. Alberta.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Thank
Hello.
you.
Hello.
I'd like to talk about vitamin C first. I'm
Oh,
Roberta Bloomfield, and just to tell you a little bit about my background, I am a family nurse practitioner and a holistic health practitioner, and I'm certified in hypnotherapy, aromatherapy, reflexology, neuromuscular therapy, and I do sound baths, among other things. So just a little bit about myself, and I know we don't have much time, but I just want to expand a little bit on the food color vitamin C. Vitamin C, as you know, it's not made in our bodies, and the body doesn't store vitamin C, but it's such an important nutrient and phytonutrient that our bodies need for brain health, for nerve health, for physical health, for skeletal joint muscle, for immune health, plays an important part in all of that. As I was seeing patients today at work, which I just got off work, as I was seeing patient and I was looking at the results and seeing so many leaky guts and so many colon polyps, because our immune system, as you know, it's conjugated around the gut, 95% of it. The leaky gut, the hemorrhoids, the polyps, the blood clots, the cancers, the colon cancers, and people are getting sicker and sicker and sicker. And I'm thinking to myself, they must be missing a vital nutrient. What could that nutrient be? Vitamin C. Vitamin C is another form of ascorbic acid, which is calcium is a form of vitamin C as well, in the form of ascorbic acid. So vitamin C plays an important role, and we use it a lot. And I'm really excited about this particular vitamin C because I had never seen food color vitamin C before until I was introduced to anatomy. I gave 50,000 milligrams of vitamin C daily during COVID-19. However, when given that large amount in the vein, the body is only going to absorb what it needs, and then the rest is just going to expel through the urine or the feces. But we all need vitamin C. The food color, I'm really excited about this coming from different foods because it gives us those phytonutrients. And I'm going to, so this vitamin C is really good. And iron is only absorbed in the presence of vitamin C. So if you're anemic and you're taking iron and the iron is only constipating you, it's because you're not taking it with ester C, which is a very form of vitamin C, which is found in the mega vitamin C, the 2000 milligram here at Atomy. Now, the next product that I'd like to speak about is Manuka honey. Wow. Manuka honey, again, as I was taking care of these patients today, and I look and I'm like, they're just missing so many vital nutrients from their bodies, from their diet. And I asked, what could they be missing? And the thought popped in my mind, it's got to be the Manuka honey. Missing from their diet. And this Manuka honey is the most potent that I have seen, with 830 plus MGOs. 830 plus MGO, meaning that it has 830 milligram of active ingredient of hydrogen peroxide, which is just straight bee pollen. And the Manuka honey, as you know, comes from a little plant in New Zealand. This particular plant grows mainly in New Zealand. And this plant provides us with our hydrogen peroxide. And the Manuka honey is antiviral. So whatever virus that you have, whether it's herpes is a viral, or whether it's HIV, or whether it's a common cold, or whether it's COVID-19, or whatever type virus, Manuka honey will enter into that hard shell of that virus and attack it and eradicate it from the body. So the Manuka honey is only found in New Zealand. And anatomy of Manuka honey, as I was reading, how it was harvested and how that it has this vast amount of MgO in it. I've never seen that amount before. And we've used it in the hospitals to heal ulcers and sores. So Manuka honey is an awesome, awesome, awesome healer for wounds, sores, viruses, diabetes, cancers, whatever the situation is. And I'm going to let Pastor Strozier tell you more about that product as well, because I don't want to take up too much time. So the next one that I would like to talk about is calcium.
Okay. Calcium, plant-based calcium. There we go.
Wow. Plant-based calcium. Calcium comes straight from the plant. It doesn't get any better than that. And they're again the same as I watch my patients today. And I'm like, what are they missing? They have to be missing calcium, not only from their diet, but they're missing calcium from their bones. They're missing it from calcium. The body is a very intelligent entity. When you're missing calcium from one part of your body, calcium, the brain will pull calcium from your bones. It will pull it out of your bones because the brain has to have it. The heart will pull calcium from your bones because the heart has to have it in order to beat, in order to have normal heart function, normal heart rate. You're like, oh, I have heart palpitation, or my heart is beating too fast, or it's beating too slow. If it's beating too fast, you have too much. If it's beating too slow, you have too little. Calcium affects the heart. If you don't have a heartbeat, you have a corpse. If you don't have a heartbeat, then you just a dead body. But calcium is very, very important. And calcium regulates the blood as well, prevents blood clots. It also helps with taking those chemical messages in the brain, travels down the nervous system. Calciums affect every system in our bodies. We cannot move a little finger without calcium. We can't open those gateways to send the nerve neurotransmitters without calcium. Calcium we need, and I love this calcium because it's plant-based. We are made of the plants as well, the plants that comes out of the ground like we came out of the ground. So we need that so that the body can heal itself. So also it helps with PMS, women with those type problems and issues. But I'm going to give the podium back to Pastor Strozier, and he's going to tell you more about these wonderful products. The more I think about them, the more I say, wow, I've stumbled upon a gold mine, because these products are gold for the body, just like saffron. Saffron being the most expensive herb, the Indians call it gold for the body. Well, these plants, anatomy is gold for the body. And if you take these products, you are rich because you are healthy. Health and wealth goes together. Wealth is not about having financial gain. Health is about feeling good. enjoying your body, your health, your life. Because that's the most important tool we have, is our bodies. So don't let that body turn against you. You use that and not let your body use you. Thank you so much. And he's going to tell us about these products.
Now, Dr. Roberta.
Yes.
Okay, but before we go into our Ask the Doctor portion of it, can you please share the testimony that you told us about on Monday when, when you purchase a good grade of Manuka honey, tell them what happens when you purchase a good grade of Manuka honey, what can happen? Tell them about that testimony you told us.
Well, I had a patient that had necrotizing fasciitis and necrosis of his feet because he was diabetic. Diabetic affect those small capillaries, arteries, and veins in the eyes because they're furthest away from the heart, and in the feet and in the toes, which is why we cut them off. And they cut them off one by one because medicine is a moneymaker. So this guy was a restaurant owner. That was his life. Your health is your wealth. So his feet was rotten. His toes were dead. And the doctor wanted to cut them off, and he kept coming, and we kept taking him to surgery, bringing him back, cleaning them up, scraping them out, cleaning them out, putting in drains, Penrose drainages, leaving them open. His feet smelled rotten. You couldn't hardly stand in the room. But one day when I went in the room, and he was very, very angry, and I said to the doctor after I came out of the room, the doctor said, I said, why is he so angry? He said, well, because he owns a restaurant and his wife can't cook, and he's really worried that he's going to lose his business. So I said, Dr. Raphael, there's a honey called Manuka honey. It's called Dr. Manuka. Dr. Manuka honey. Dr. Manuka honey has this same MGO as this one has by Atomy. I said, you can heal his ulcer with this honey. And he said, okay, I'll give it a try. So he used the Dr. Manuka honey, carried the guy to the operating room the next week, packed the wound after we cleaned it with honey, wrapped it and packed it, wrapped it and packed it. And within about 4 weeks, the guy's foot was healing. It was growing new tissue. It was growing new tissue before for the 4 weeks, but within 4 weeks, he was able to walk on it. He was able to keep his restaurant, and it changed his whole attitude in his whole entire life. Manuka honey is a preserver. There were men who dig in caves, scientists that dig for bones and fossils, came across 2 bodies wrapped in burlap sap, and they unwrapped them and saw that they were Indian kids. And they had the hair, they had the flesh, so they knew they had been there for a very long time. It was said that it was over 100 years they had been dead, but they still had hair and flesh. So they took them to the lab because they wanted to know why hadn't those bodies decayed. When they cut them open in the lab, they found honey inside their bodies. It didn't say it was Manuka, but they had honey. So Manuka is a top grade honey. It's the best. It doesn't get any better than that because it comes from the Manuka plant. And the Manuka plant is what gives you hydrogen peroxide. When you have an injury or an infection, necrosis like this particular patient has, you always want to use it and keep it moist with hydrogen peroxide because it's antibacterial, viral, antiseptic, antifungal, antimicrobial. So that's what you're getting with honey. When you buy honey, you're buying antibiotic. You're buying antimicrobial. It kills those microgerms, the tiniest ones, and it kills that fungus. And Manuka honey can be used in so many different ways. It does not spoil. You can keep it in your cabinet for 3 or 4, 6 years. It will not spoil. An ant that crawls on the ground that doesn't even have but just a speck of a brain, you can take a cigarette butt and throw it on the ground. The ant will not touch that cigarette butt. But if you take manuka honey and put it on the ground, not because it's sweet, they would take it in to the queen bee. And they're very particular what gets to the queen bee. And they're very protective of the queen bee. So manuka honey, what my point is, God gave the intelligence in the ants to know that what is good for them and what they need. So the manuka honey is a staple. You can't go wrong with manuka honey. I've seen it heal, and we use it around different hospitals. Doctors are using it for ulcers. I've seen ulcers that you can, to the bone, you can put your arm in there and manuka honey, because usually when people get those type of infections the way that guy had, it travels to the blood, they become septic and they die. But the honey stopped the infection process. It stopped it, and it turned those infectious cells into healthy cells. And he was able to live and keep his restaurant. Health is wealth. Thank God for Atomy, manuka honey.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you very much, Dr. Roberta. So right
Very
now, we're going to have that time in which we have Dr. Roberta, we have Dr. Willita Williams, and we're going to have that time in which you can undo your mic. I tell you what, it's quite a few people on here, so we ask you to put your question in the chat or raise your hand, and we'll recognize that. Okay. If anybody have any questions, and we're only gonna do one questions. You know, either have a question or a short comment. Okay, we got quite a few on here on tonight. So, do anybody have any question?
Yeah.
Or, mhm.
Not a question, just let me put my hand up. I have to follow the rules.
Yeah, okay. You have a short comment. Okay.
Yeah, so just a quick comment, just to back up the doctor here. Pertaining to the honey, my husband was coughing, and I gave him the honey, and I gave him a grapefruit, a piece of grapefruit with it. I must tell you the truth. I did give him a piece of grapefruit with it, but I gave him the honey. Most of it was the honey. And he was coughing a lot. And in a few seconds, it was done. He was done coughing. So he said, "What did you give me?" I said, "Honey. That's what caused you were coughing a lot, and that's what helped." Because you're right, it's antibiotic.
It's an antibiotic.
Wow, wow. And that was Lynn Ryan, our registered nurse. You know, she the one that turned me on to these awesome products. So I thank God for that, Lynn Ryan. We have a question in the chat that says, what are symptoms of low calcium? What are symptoms of low calcium? And and then the next question is, what is good for high calcium? When your blood, when the blood has, what's good for high blood calcium? Um, do
You get
uh,
bone pain with bone pain, you would get bone pain. If lack of calcium, you can get osteoporosis. Your bones can get so weak and thin, you'll have a lot of pain, generalized muscle pain, bone pain.
okay, all right, okay, definitely. So if someone have high calcium, what they do? Just stop taking calcium? Um, that was in the chat. And someone there, one
I
hour
had,
help.
hello everyone. I had high calcium at one time, and it was my parathyroid gland. So that's one thing you can do. There may be other reasons for it, but when I had it, it was because of my parathyroid gland. So I
Okay,
had to have it. So get that checked. I don't know what else you could do, but you might want to get that checked.
okay, and it's always good to know so that you can know directly on what needs to be brought into balance. I believe some iPhone had a question. You can unmute your iPhone. Is it iPhone 4 that had the questions? Somebody had raised their hand. I saw.
I think that was me. Can you hear me, Pastor Stroger, Joy Scott?
Yes. Okay.
It was, what are some of the signs when you have low calcium? You don't sleep well at night. I know that's one of the signs. And then when you have bunions on the side of your big toe, and also when young girls have their cycles and they cramp on their cycle time, those are some definitely signs. Slow healings of any wounds is a sign of low calcium. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Dr. Joy. All righty. Now, someone had in there, is there a maximum amount of honey that you can take, or what's a good amount per day?
Are these questions for anybody?
Yeah, any of our professionals? Yes, Dr. Roberta, you can answer that. Mhm.
If you're taking this honey, the Atomy honey, you could do maybe a half spoonful, because just daily maintenance of the Manuka, the 80 to 150 is for skincare and daily maintenance, but the Atomy is so potent, you could do maybe a half spoonful, because you have 850 of the MGOs, and that when it gets that potent, it's all about healing. It's all about apoptosis of the cells. It's all about curing infection. It depends on what they want to take it for. But if you're taking it just for daily maintenance, you don't need a lot, just a half teaspoonful. If you're not diabetic, you could do a full teaspoonful. If you're not pregnant or lactating, or, you can do maybe a half spoonful.
Okay. That was very key. If you're diabetic, you could take a half a teaspoon.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
It's not a
But
sugar. It's not
okay.
a sugar. It's not acidic. Sugar is sweet, turns it into fungus, and candida makes it acidic. It's acidic, and that's what emulsifies it and turns it into fungus and candida. It breaks down into a fungus. Honey does not break down into a fungus. Honey breaks down the fungus and cure the fungus. It's the reaction of the product that you're taking.
Okay. Thank you very much. Well, next time I have a birthday, I'll make sure I have my birthday cake cooked with Manuka honey on
Oh,
the icing.
yes.
Heat it to a certain
I'd like a
My, my,
small piece.
Small speaker, Manuka honey cake. Okay.
Once you
Okay.
heat it, it loses its efficiency once you heat it over a certain number of degrees.
Okay. So, someone asked about help fibroids. Fibroids. That's a good question. Fibroids. Uh, any other healthcare professional can answer that. Those things that what do Atomy has.
Okay, I'll take it.
Okay.
Hi, this is Dr. Williams. And I tell you what, you have several approaches for that. I would start though with the basics, which is the best kit, which is the HemoHim with that probiotic and the color C. But there's one other product which I would recommend adding to it, and that is the ginkgo and natto. Ginkgo and natto, very, very powerful, because first of all, the ginkgo is going to improve your circulation. So anytime you have a growth like a fibroid, you got poor circulation, you got congestion. So the ginkgo will improve your circulation, and that natto is actually an enzyme, nattokinase, which dissolves fibrin, which is what causes the fibroid. So it's going to dissolve fibrin. So I would definitely add that particular product, which is ginkgo and natto. The natto is actually nattokinase. So that would be the start right there.
Okay. Okay. Now, Dr. Walita, while we have your attention, you know, every time someone comes in and runs and asks us, what about type 1 diabetes, type 1 diabetes? And then we look into the left and to the right, we like, oh, wow, we don't know, because everything we have to kind of brings it down. But Dr. Alita has a testimony, and when she used that word, that the hemohim modulates the blood, just wait till you hear this. Dr. Alita, just share a little bit about.
Okay, okay. Yes, one of my lifelong friends, in fact, we grew up together um, in Florida, but she had contacted me maybe about 5 years ago. She has type 1 diabetes, and she's had it for over 45 years. She got it as gestational diabetes. You know, when she was pregnant with her daughter, she got this and she's had it this whole time. So she's been on insulin because they detected that she could not make any insulin. And so in the meantime, by being on this insulin, of course, it has wreaked havoc with other parts of her body. So when I started working with her about 5 years ago, she was slated for dialysis because her kidney function was so poor. So we started working with her diet and, different supplements. And in the meantime, she also has congestive heart failure. So of course, I'm very careful about recommending herbs to her because she has so many things going on. She also had arthritis. So anyway, we started her on the Tumorcin, and that helped her arthritis pain. And so then I said, well, let's go ahead and try the HemoHim. And lo and behold, she received the package on a Friday. She took one packet of the HemoHim when she received it. She took another packet before bed. She took a third one when she got up that morning. By Saturday afternoon, she was contacting me. And she said, I feel amazing. I feel so much better. And I just got a text from her this weekend. She says, how is this possible? I feel amazing. And so she is just so thankful. She's actually a first lady. Her husband is a pastor out in Memphis, Tennessee. But she says she feels amazing. So that
Wow.
just, I mean, it's just so wonderful because I was just so careful, about recommending anything for her because we didn't, she said, is it going to upset my creatine? She's worried about her kidneys. She's worried about her heart numbers. But the HemoHim modulates. So whatever direction the numbers need to go, that's where they're going. So that is just my greatest joy is to be able to help someone to feel better.
Okay. Okay. We had someone that asked, does the honey help MLS? Does the Manuka honey
Yes.
help?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. We have another question that says, what's good for high blood pressure? Now, I can answer that one.
Okay, go ahead.
No need juice. No need juice. But also hemo him. Hemo him. I do both of them. But either one of those is good. We have someone on tonight that within 15 minutes she has some of the noni juice. That noni juice is just awesome. Definitely. So if you're looking for the quick hit, boy, I tell you that noni juice, it keeps it into balance, that blood pressure. But if you're on a daily regimen of the hemohim, gotta keep it in the check too. Okay, high blood pressure, definitely. Okay. Let me see. What's good for lupus? Lupus, which is another type of autoimmune disease, I believe.
I have a testimony.
Okay.
Testimony. I was doing a health and wellness for my church. I met a lady from Florida who was very, very excited to see the hemohim on the table. She said her brother, she has been going to the doctor a lot of times for her lupus, having a lot of pain and swelling and could hardly walk. She started using the hemohim and what the brother bought in Florida for her. And that helped her. She said she doesn't even have to go to the doctor because of the great effect she had from the hemohim. So that's my testimony from someone who was very excited to see me at the health fair.
Okay. Okay. All right. Now, Dr. Walita,
Yes, sir.
can you let me see on the lupus? Can you speak to that on the lupus?
Yes, definitely. The hemohim, because see, lupus is in the same family with arthritis. It's an autoimmune disease. And so we know that hemohim modulates your immune system. That's how it works. So see, sometimes your immune system can be underactive, but in other times it can be overactive. And when it's overactive, that's when it actually starts to attack itself. The body is basically attacking itself. So that's when you have that. It can be a cytokine, whatever, but this is so important to understand how hemohim modulates. So it's going to bring it back into line, whether it's either overactive or underactive, it's a modulator. You know, that's the difference really between a lot of natural approaches versus the prescription approach. Because when you take a prescription, it's not going to modulate. The prescription is geared to move whatever it is in one direction and one direction only. In other words, if you're taking a blood pressure pill, say for instance, it's made to lower your blood pressure. It doesn't matter. Hey, take it, and your blood pressure is already low. It'll keep lowering it. Same thing with the diabetes. It's going to move you in one direction. But with the Atomy products, they're different. They're holistic, and they work with the body's system. So that is a very big difference to understand about the products.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Definitely. All righty. Here's another. What can you take to get your cholesterol, your LDL down? Also for acid reflux.
Hemohim.
And so
Acid
also,
reflux?
yeah, acid reflux.
I have one. Hello?
Yes. You have a question?
Yes, yes, I do. What about somebody who has seizures? What is good for them to take?
Do you know what's causing the seizures?
She's one of my clients, and she had to stop working because she was having too many seizures. I'll be seeing her tomorrow. I can ask her.
Well, it'd be good to know, you know, a little bit about what's causing it. You would definitely go with the best kit with the hemohim, but I'm thinking that you might want to consider the milk thistle.
The what? I'm sorry.
Milk thistle.
Oh, milk thistle. Okay,
So you're
I
saying
got
that,
you.
okay, so you're saying that the best kit
Yeah, that's the hemohim, probiotic, and the color C.
in color C. So the best kit,
But I'm just thinking of the, well, you know, the milk thistle product, that's for liver health,
right?
and those are very often connected.
Okay, rodeo milk thistle.
Mm-hmm.
And look, you had spoke about the fibroids earlier. I was driving from work. So what would they need? They just had the surgery. So what would I need to recommend to them?
The natto, ginkgo and natto.
Okay, ginkgo
Along,
biloba.
No,
ginkgo
yeah,
biloba and natto kinase. That's one product.
right.
But
Now
they
that's
also
old,
have the best kit.
right?
That's how they're going to recover. But you also want to kind of look at their diet because if they're
Yeah, that has a lot to do with everything. No, my daughter told me her friend was in pain. So
uh-huh,
that's why I'm asking.
yeah,
Turmeric for pain. Turmeric will help with the pain. Vitamin C will help in healing and recovery. And if you have something for the nervous system to help with the seizures, something for nerves to calm down the brain,
Uh-huh.
to help with the seizures.
Okay. I will see her tomorrow. So
Get more information and then get back with us.
The
Mm.
Turmacin,
Okay.
yeah, MSN, the Turmacin for the pain and inflammation and swelling.
Okay.
If the
All
person
right.
has, if the person is bleeding heavily, like they have menorrhagia, it's contraindicated, according to research, to use the hemohim, because hemohim is an anti-inflammatory that can cause, it causes blood to rush into the tissues, and it could cause little avulsion or more bleeding if you're bleeding profusely already, although it makes your blood rich, and it can
Okay.
be.
I was gonna say, what about heavy menstrual flow? Would that especially if, like my friend said, after she had her COVID shot, she didn't have a menstrual cycle for a while, and then she just had one, and it was such a heavy flow.
Well,
Well,
that's
that was
probably
because
because of the buildup.
the body is cleansing itself and releasing itself of
Mhm.
all the dead cells and the dead tissues and the debris that build up from the slurshing off of the uterus. So the body is ridding itself of that.
Uh-huh. So she would take the hemohin, and what else?
How long is she bleeding? How long is she bleeding for? Is it
This
constant?
happened a couple of days ago. She was telling me about it because, like I said, after she took her COVID shot, I think it's been almost a year. She haven't had a cycle.
That's the problem right there, the COVID shot itself. But
Look, I ain't going to say
whatever
nothing.
atom you have to kill the vaccine in her body. Is she
Yes.
Okay.
constantly bleeding, or did she bleed for a couple days, or?
She just started, like, I think a couple of days ago. She was telling me about it, and then she had a migraine behind it. So
For those that have taken the COVID shot, we did a couple of programs about the clear program, and so if you go back into one of the programs on our YouTube site, you'll probably see it like designated. It probably say clear, and that helps you
okay.
as for detoxing the body. And as far as the vaccine is concerned, it helps
Uh-huh.
to bring the body into balance.
Okay.
Um, and let me see. And this is our YouTube site, and we have the whole YouTube channel right here. And one of the shows would say clear. Let me see, videos, skin, best kit, show. I thought I labeled it clear. It's one of those recent, it might be show 20, or 19 or 20. I believe it might have been show 20. So check out show number 20. I believe she's
Okay. And
talking about the clarity.
I
Yeah.
got one more thing. So the Manuka honey gets, from what I'm understanding, it gets rid of fungus. So in nail shops, a lot of people get either fingernail, or I've seen both, or toenail fungus. Will the Manuka honey, because I was listening to what she was saying about the young man's feet. So would that help get rid of toenail fungus?
It will, and I would suggest kind of like giving up the nail shop for a while, because those places really aren't sanitary. We get so many young ladies with nail fungus and bad feet from nail shops. They really
So,
don't sterilize that.
yeah, no. I worked in the Vietnamese nail salon, but what I want to
And
know
then
is,
you're putting
how do,
chemicals on your toes, nails with the polish.
true, but so how would they fix it at home? is what I'm asking you. What product would they use to help take care of it?
The
You
toothpaste,
Get rid of the
do it. Tell them to use the
You
toothpaste.
can
Put the toothpaste on their feet. You can put the toothpaste on their hand. It will get rid of that fungus.
put the manuka directly on the nail itself as well.
Otomi has a foot care. Have you seen it too?
Yes.
I just started. So right now I'm getting a head full of education right now. So
Yeah, they have a foot care. Mhm.
We've had people put toothpaste on their feet to get rid of fungus, and also
The purple is spray.
the one that's in the global market for diabetes.
Oh, the
I had
glucose care.
a
Glucose
customer
care.
that
The
they
The
that
glucose
cured
care.
the glucose care. It cured.
Okay.
They were surprised. It's like, oh my goodness, my toes are the first for the first time in years, they're clear. And I think they had only taken it like a couple of weeks. So I've heard testimonies on YouTube about people that have used toothpaste, our Atomy toothpaste.
Great. So we got some things to choose from. Okay. Well, it's let me see,
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. Yes, indeed. Time for Greg Street to rock on.
I was gonna say,
But we appreciate everybody.
Hello.
Come.
Hello, I have a couple of questions on the chat box. Please, can you
Okay.
help me?
Okay,
Sorry, I joined
we're only
late.
we're gonna do one more question in the chat. We're gonna do one more question for the evening. Let me see here. You say it's in the chat.
Please, erectile
Can you?
function, erectile dysfunction, memory loss, and high blood pressure. Please.
Okay, okay. Well, all right. Now we've already said something about high blood pressure. Okay.
Yes, I
So
came late.
next,
I'm sorry.
yeah. Okay, you'll be able to watch the program. Subscribe to the site and go back and watch the program. You'll be able to get that answer with that high blood pressure. Now
Give
you
me a
said,
link, please. Send
now
me
you
a link.
said eat. Okay, the link is in the chat.
Okay.
No, you say ED.
I would
What's
say
that?
the jelly, well, we have the salt palmetto and we have the jelly stick, the red ginseng jelly stick.
Okay, okay,
Also, the ginseng and the hemohim. They
And the
are act
hemohim.
like the Viagra is a natural
Yeah.
Viagra because of the circulation, the blood flow.
Right.
Not like be a jumper cable for the men.
Jump back in.
That's cute. Jumper cable for the men. That's cute.
Ginseng.
it is.
Yes,
And
sir.
noni juice.
Yeah.
Both men and
And
women.
noni juice too. Yeah.
Well, I do it all, so I'm good. So I recommend it all to all men. Hey, if you want to be the hey, to support that kinghood, do it all. Okay. Take care of yourself. All right. Thank you everyone for coming out on this evening. This was fun. We always have a great time. And we're glad to share and to educate on this evening. Thank you very much. Everybody give Dr. Roberta a hand on this evening. Yes, indeed. Thank you very much.
Welcome,
Thank
Dr.
you,
Rivera.
thank you,
God bless
thank
you.
you.
Welcome.
Very good, very good. I love
Thank
coming to
you.
this meeting. I really do. I learned
Yes,
so
indeed.
much.
Okay. Wonderful. Yeah.
Welcome to Compassionate Healthcare Providers Educational Series.